Now, this is the latest from His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, aka Bobiwine.
Today is the 25th of January 2025, and I'm in our home in Gomba. Just came to say hello to my living mother, my sister, and to say hello to Mama in heaven and Papa and all my family members, and to also get some love from home. Yeah, another day of hiding, another day of injustice. As you all know, the police has always come out to give a statement on anything, but since the raid on my house, the first, the second, and the third one where my wife was assaulted, the police has not said anything. As I've always said, that in a country under family rule, the ruling family is always above the law and everybody else a worker, an employee. The police cannot say a thing. The Human Rights Commission, you saw them going to my house to pay my wife a visit, apparently. And then after the raid and the assault on my wife and all the criminality that was done at my house, nothing has happened. Well, that's where we are. As you see, a day before my wife was attacked, the interreligious community was at my house and spoke to my wife. I'm yet to hear their statement on what happened. But all in all, the task is on us Ugandans to free ourselves. I'm doing what I can do. I'm visiting various leaders across the country. Of course, under scrutiny, under fear, under high risk, but I'm doing what I have to do to reach out to you and charge you and tell you that you can also play your part, either singularly or in a group, but we can change our country, all of us. Thank you. People power, our power. Keep fighting, keep resisting. Uganda will be free.
Now, that is the message from His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. But Robert, did you hear that he's visiting various leaders? He has not specified which types of leaders he's meeting, he's visiting during this time when he's still in hiding. Of course, they are hunting for him. Museveni's son continues to issue threats. Actually, I'm also going to take you through that update as well. And I show you a series of tweets threatening His Excellency Bobiwine, and also what Bobiwine managed to respond on that as well. Just a few hours ago, he talked about the religious leaders. We have religious leaders here in Uganda, very many of them. The Pentecostals, the born-agains, the Catholics, the Muslims, because there are so many in brief, but they are mute. A few days ago, of course, they went and visited Barbie. Yes, after going through a series of police checks here and there, they managed to get access to the house. But after the raid, no one is saying a word. He talks about police. Police always comes out to issue statements immediately when something's happen. But His Excellency Bobiwine's house, this is a presidential candidate actually who won the previously concluded elections, and then the Electoral Commission played, its games like it has always done, and it changed the results and declared Museveni a winner. Such a person needs to be respected because he has got the people's mandate. But his house raided, the wife assaulted, properties destroyed, documents stolen, gadgets stolen, and the police has not even said a single word. The Human Rights Commission is also mute. But of course, he has summed it up all and said that when a country is like this of ours, all institutions do and not function because they are all under a state capture. Now, I want to take you through, before I even do so, let me first shock you a bit. Did you see what police said? The police spokesperson came out and said that Bobiwine is at his home. Here, watch this.
Not very well. We have had instances, briefing I got today morning, in respect to the status of Mr.
Now, that's the police spokesperson.
Kyagulanyi, Bobiwine, is that he is in his home or his house. He is at his place. Yes.
Now, imagine, that's the police spokesperson. Of course, this was yesterday. Now, the fact of the matter, the reality on the ground, the entire house, just like it has been, is still cordoned off. It was turned into like a crime scene. No one is allowed to go in. No one is allowed to come out. There is military, there is police, and you can see that the home is like a crime scene. And then police comes out to say this. What a shame. Anyway, on the other hand, it's Museveni's son who actually confirmed the raid on the house. Hey, he came out and bragged and he chest thumped and said, no, we did not beat up Bobiwine's wife. For us, we were just looking for his husband and all that kind of thing. But of course, the wife came out and narrated and the entire situation, how it is. I give you that update here on this channel. But let me take you through this other update where the son continues to issue threats, death threats to His Excellency Bobiwine. He said, Bobiwine said, before I take you through the tweets, Bobiwine said, Museveni's criminal son is still looking for me and issuing threats to harm me. Thankfully, our people are still keeping me safe. My wife is still recovering from the trauma of an overnight raid and assault. Thousands of our people have been violently arrested and detained. My home is still surrounded by the military. Several of our supporters have been murdered in cold blood. Yes. Now, I also need to update you before I continue with this update that Bobiwine's close friends and the relatives, including brothers and sisters, their houses are also under, like they're being spied on. Yesterday, his brother Mick Wine posted and said helicopters were hovering over his house. Of course, they think Bobiwine is now going to run to his immediate brothers or relatives. They're still hunting him. Anyway, he continues to say, His Excellency Bobiwine, that all because we challenged dictator Museveni in an election in which he faced a resounding rejection across the country. He had to shut down the internet and declared himself winner on gunpoint. We remain committed to freeing our nation from these savage criminals. We remain hopeful that the people of Uganda will have the last laugh. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Natekako hashtag a free Uganda. Now, he took a screenshot of these tweets because what normally happens is this Museveni's son, after issuing these threats, after misusing social media and the hurl insults to each and every one of his he normally deletes these posts. But we are in an era where it is very, very hard to delete digital footprint. You can't. So this is a tweet from Museveni's son, who said, we stopped our search for Kabobi for 24 hours on the instructions of the commander-in-chief. Apparently, according to some sources, he wanted to surrender peacefully. He hasn't surrendered anywhere. Now our troops have orders to bring him in dead or alive. Now, there is the Chief of Defense Forces. The Chief of Defense Forces, as well as Museveni's son, a dictator that has captured Uganda for the past 40 years and still continuing until we rise up and say enough is enough. Here's the guy now ordering troops that they have orders to bring him in dead or alive. Okay. I'm going to be here, of course, giving you all these updates every now and then to keep you up to date, because it is very, very important for the world to get to know the current situation, the latest updates concerning the life of His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert and the entire situation across the land. The guy continues to say, my soldiers did not beat up Barbie Kyagulanyi's wife. First of all, we do not beat up women. They are not worth our time. We are looking for her cowardly husband, not her. Now, there is the guy confirming the raid, the house, as well as saying that they did not beat up Barbie and all that kind of thing. But you all know the situation at hand. I showed you pictures of how the house was turned into everything upside down, window glasses shattered, doors, handles broken, ceilings, it was just a mess. But of course, His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert is hopeful and remains very, very strong amidst all this madness that keeps on unfolding. I want to remind you that the immediate Deputy President of His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, for example, the one for Northern Uganda, that is Mama Lina Zedriga, continues to be missing. The one for Western Uganda, that is Jolly Jacqueline Tukamushaba, continues to be missing. The one for Buganda region, that is the Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi, was arrested and is sent to prison, and they slapped him, fabricated politically motivated charges of terrorism and all that kind of thing. So now the only person remaining is the Deputy President for Eastern Uganda, and that is the John Baptist Nambeshe. The head, that is Bobiwine, is on the run. And you can read from the threats he gets from Museveni's son and all that kind of thing. So that's the situation at hand. The institutions are quiet. The feminists, those that pretend to care so much about women and all that kind of thing, no one has come out to say a word. It's just a few activists that have gathered their courage to speak against this madness that keeps unfolding this our country, Uganda. Anyway, that was the update from His Excellency Bobiwine, and maybe to remind you, he's visiting different leaders across the land. Yeah, that's very important. Very important. Of course, he's not going to come and share with you details of what he's discussing with the leaders. When he talks about leaders, of course, talk about the cultural leaders, talk about the religious leaders, talk about the stakeholders, talk about all categories of leaders he has access to in this our land. So maybe I can give to you again.
The criminality that was done at my house, nothing has happened. Well, that's where we are. As you see, a day before my wife was attacked, the interreligious community was at my house and spoke to my wife. I'm here to hear their statement on what happened. But all in all, the task is on us Ugandans to free ourselves. I'm doing what I can do. I'm visiting various leaders across the country, of course under scrutiny, under fear, under high risk, but I'm doing what I have to do to reach out to you and charge you and tell you that you can also play your part, either singularly or in a group, but we can change our country, all of us. Thank you. People power, our power. Keep fighting, keep resisting. Uganda will be free.
All right, that's the message, and I encourage you to share it far and wide, as well as if you are new here and this is your first time here, I encourage you to turn on that notification alert after subscribing so that you don't miss out to any update or anything that I post on this platform. Bye bye for now.